All right, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What do you think your worth is? I know, that's all right. So my
Yeah.
question for you is, what do you think your worth is? We're going to talk about it.
Welcome to It's a Mental Thing, the podcast that dives deep into the power of the mind and the heart of mental health. Whether you're navigating life's challenges, seeking balance, or simply curious about how to care for your mind, you're in the right place. Each week, we explore stories, strategies, and expert insights to help you build resilience, find clarity, and embrace a healthier you. So take a deep breath and let's journey together toward a brighter, more mindful tomorrow. Welcome to It's a Mental Thing, because your mental health matters.
Okay, so self-worth. I feel like that gets thrown around quite a bit. But what is someone's self-worth? Let's start there.
Okay. I have so many people talk to me about, I feel worthless, or I don't know what my self-worth is. And so when you have people asking you that, or talking to you about that, or telling you that a lot, you then want to ask, well, who told you you don't have self-worth? And usually their answer is, oh, myself.
Like no one had to tell
No
them.
one said, you are worthless. You have no self-worth. You do not belong here. You are not enough. Nobody's told them that, but they have felt that way. And so in their own head or their own inner dialogue, I go into questions of, I wonder what happened, or I wonder what they've heard, or what's happened to them to make them feel that way, right? And so self-worth is us taking care of ourselves, self-care, positive self-care, making sure we love ourselves, and not thinking any of that is selfish. So a lot of people think self-care, self-worth, self-love is selfish, okay? And I think that comes from the idea of, I'm taking care of me. I'm putting Erica here, like my kid right underneath it. Like, you have to have your priorities straight, right? Because if I'm going to put work above everyone else, and especially above myself, then I'm just being pushed further and further and further and further down. And then I am going to feel worthless.
Well, and if you're putting your worth in something that is something like work,
Yeah.
and then work goes away,
Yeah.
then where is your self-worth? Or if you're putting that worth into something else and that goes away,
Yeah.
it's always going to be, you're always going to be searching,
Yeah.
right?
And you're pushing yourself further
further down.
And so we're always trying to build ourselves up, whether that's with guided meditations, whether that's with going to church or faith-based religion, whether that is telling yourself positive things in your head. Today's going to be a good day. I believe in, myself for doing X, Y, and Z. Those are all positive self-talk is what we call it. So if we're doing those things for ourselves, it's really hard to believe negative things about ourselves. However, you talk about putting our worth in work. Most of the time, people are putting their self-worth in other people.
100% can see that. I
Yeah.
mean, I think of even as in adult friendships.
Yes.
But oh my gosh, think about like high school, like when
Yeah.
you were in high school friendships, like teenage friendships.
Right.
Like, yeah, your worth was how you thought other people saw you, right?
Yeah. Middle schoolers, how many friends do you have? Oh, I have 10. Well, really, you only need one good friend.
Yeah.
High schoolers, the word ghosted. People who are listening are going to know about that. But like with high schoolers, I'll hear, well, I texted him and he didn't respond to me. It's been 4 days. He's left me on red. He just ghosted me out of nowhere. What did I do?
Oh, right.
So now again, I reference teenagers and ghosting because we adults, can it happen to adults? Yes.
Yes, it can.
But we don't, we may not be sitting around feeling like we've been ghosted.
Well, that's only because we've got 50 billion other things in our
and our vocabulary is very different. But to adults too. If you're an adult that's dating,
Right.
and then all of a sudden you're in this relationship, that relationship stops out of nowhere, and you're left with, male or female, you're left with, what? I thought things were okay. Why did I not hear from them? Like, we were planning a date, then I heard nothing. Because it is like a ghost. They were
Yeah.
there and now they're gone.
It's jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you start thinking, what did I do wrong? Was this something I did? Was this my fault? Did I cause them not to respond? Did they not like me? This is more than just that people pleasing. It's more of an ego
Right.
type of a thing. But it also is kind of sad that we care that much that we start questioning our own self and our self-worth because we've put all of our self-worth in what they think about us, that we immediately turn it to, what did I
Us.
do?
Yeah.
When it may not be anything, because it sounds like, even saying it out loud, because they didn't respond or because they didn't come running to you and become your friend or become your partner or become like your best worked friend or whatever, we feel like we did something wrong, when really all we did was send the text.
Right.
All we did was send our best intentions. All we did was try our best in that relationship or that friendship. And if they don't give us their best intentions, then why is it our fault?
Because the reality is we don't know what's going on in their world.
Right.
Right.
No.
At all. And so for us to, if we're placing our self-worth and what we think about ourselves in the hands of others,
Right.
people are not perfect. People are all dealing with their own things. And at some point, human beings will let us down.
Every time.
Every time. So
Yeah.
our self-worth has to be placed in something that's immovable.
Yeah, yeah. And we control that. We can control how we feel about ourselves. We have the opportunity in those moments where we feel low because they didn't respond, or we never heard from them, or we never saw them again, or they just completely fell off the face of the earth. We get to say, hey, wait a minute. I feel this way right now. I feel lonely. I feel worthless. I feel all of these things, and they're all negative. But then we have to question, wait a minute. I didn't run them away. I didn't cause them to not be my friend. I didn't tell them I didn't like them. So we have to question a lot of things to where we get to a point of saying, okay, I'm going to let them have their moment and I'm going to let them move on without me, friendship, relationship, work-wise, whatever. I'm going to let them move on without me, and that's okay.
And being okay with that.
And then you have to be okay, because we have to accept that at some point. If we go chasing after someone or something that doesn't want us back or that we don't need, that's us trying to chase our self-worth in other people and other things in life, when really we have to sit down with ourselves and we have to love ourselves enough to say, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because if I'm looking at both sides here and talking to both sides, so we're talking about ourselves and loving ourselves, say we're the ones that's been ghosted or rejected or left behind. Say that's us. We're the ones that's been left behind and rejected. We have to take accountability of the fact that I tried my best and I had no ill intentions. Okay. So then I'm working on my self-love again. I'm working on my self-worth again. I'm realizing human beings or other things are going to let me down. I have the opportunity to know I can bring myself back up. But if we go to the other person or the thing or whatever that we've put our self-worth in, say it is someone who just didn't respond to an email, to a text, to a phone call, whatever it may be. If you're that person and you do have ill intentions behind that of, it's Erica calling me again, I'm just not going to pick up. Oh, it's Erica texting me again, I'm just not going to text back. That other person, yes, they've got their own thing and we can't control them, but that other person should feel some sort of obligation to write back, call back, email back, whatever, and just say, hey, This isn't going to work out.
Right.
I'm not interested. I forgot to call you back. Communication still on both sides. Again, we can't control that other thing, the other issue, the other person, but I can't place my self-worth in something or someone that I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to respond. I don't know if they're going to respond. But that other person too, if it's their character, there is some responsibility on their part to say, hey, this isn't going to work out.
Yeah.
I got your email. I'm sorry I didn't respond. It's been a week. I just forgot. So there's opportunities
give and take.
there are different responsibilities on both sides. But if you're the one dealing with low self-worth, your responsibility is to bring yourself back up, say, I'm going to be okay. I cannot control the other thing or the other person or whatever they're going to do or not do. But the person who is deciding to just be like, I don't have to respond. You would hope that they would be sitting on the other side thinking, Nicole deserves a response of some sort.
You would hope.
Yeah.
However, that can't always happen and won't
And may
always
not.
happen. And like we said, every time a human being, an imperfect human being, is going
Yes.
to at some point let you down.
Yes.
And that's why we have to be so grounded. And whether that's grounded in yourself, grounded in Christ. For me, I find my self-worth in who Jesus says I am.
Yes.
And Jesus to me is immovable
Right.
and will not change.
Right.
And so therefore, when I do have those times of feeling like, was it me? And I go back to, but this is what my self-worth, this is what
Right.
my identity is in,
Yes.
and who my identity is in. This is the one who tells me
Yeah.
what I'm worth, not an imperfect
Right.
human.
Right. And I think too, once, when we go to like middle school, high school, we've been there. We remember those days where we thought everybody had to like us. And if this one person or this one group we didn't fit in with, we felt some kind of way.
That like the world
Yeah.
is over.
But then when you become an adult and you do find Christ and you do find, a good sense of self, of who I am, and I feel okay with that, then we can let little things like being ghosted kind of hurt for a little bit, but then we can find, that's okay.
Right.
Like, I'm going to move past that.
Right.
But then if you are that person that doesn't feel the obligation to let someone else know, hey, I forgot to call you back and it's been 7 days. That's okay. Even in the field of work I do, I get lots of emails. I get lots of phone calls. I get lots of text messages in the portal chat. And sometimes I simply just can't get to all of them. There is no ill intention in my body. There is no me trying to ghost or trying to just neglect your phone call, your email. I will get back to you. It may not be within that day. I'm not going to let a week or 2 weeks go by. But so you have to kind of know what you're working with too, especially if you're trying to put your self-worth into someone else and you have forgotten your own self-worth. That's where that trouble comes in. If I have forgotten what my self-worth is and who myself is, whether, in Christ, like who I'm the daughter of a king, and that's all I need, right? I don't have to be someone's girlfriend, someone's boyfriend, someone's wife, someone's husband. I don't have to be just Erica the therapist. I am Erica, and I'm wonderfully made in who I am, but not all people have that thought pattern.
You're right. You're right.
And so they forget where their self-worth needs to be, and they forget that they are so worthy of being loved and they are so worthy of being cared for, and they deserve that. But if they are looking for it in someone else, which we said it could be work, it could be friendships, it could be mostly it's relationships. If we're looking at our self-worth and who am I based on this person's opinion, it's never going to work out because then, like you said, that's going to end.
It's constantly changing.
It's constantly changing. Human beings are always going to let us down. Work, if your self-worth and identity is only in what you do, what if you're laid off? And then how do you feel? Are you strong enough to say, well, I'm Erica. I have different opportunities. I am worthy of finding a new job. I am worthy of finding friends that love me and support me. But if you don't have that, it's a good time to talk to someone and reach out to someone and find someone who's going to be able to say, you are worth being cared for.
Right.
You are worth being loved. But until that person believes that, it's not going to happen.
You're right, but I think putting in that work and getting started is a great first step
Right.
to finding it. If you're listening to this and feeling like I don't have my self-worth in something that's immovable, I have my self-worth in things that are constantly moving,
Yes.
and therefore my worth is constantly moving,
And changing.
reach out.
Yes.
Reach out and make a change
Yeah.
because you are worthy of that.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, and you deserve it. And I would just say that if you are struggling with your self-worth, and maybe you are someone who has anxiety, maybe you are someone who has depression, maybe you are someone who has OCD, or you're an overthinker, you're going to struggle with finding your self-worth and believing that you are worthy of being loved and believing that you are worthy of being someone that deserves to have positive self-worth and positive self-love, that you have a hard time of saying, oh, well, then what if I reach out and they don't reach back out? Even that, like a therapist, what if they don't reach out to me? But what if they do?
Yeah.
What if they do reach out? And you'll never know unless you try, and you'll never believe in yourself unless you try. And being rejected is often just like a lesson in life of what we don't want in life.
Yeah.
We forget about that.
Yeah.
Being rejected in whatever, maybe we didn't need it in that time of our life. Maybe it's not something we were meant to have in our life right now. And that's okay.
Yeah.
So I just say, if you can't find your self-worth and you are lacking and feeling that worthlessness, hear us say, you are worthy. You are worthy enough to be loved. You are worthy enough to be cared for. And you're worthy enough to ask for help and get the help you need. And you can do it.
Be sure to follow our podcast on your favorite platform or find us on YouTube. Just a quick note. If you're facing a mental health challenge, we encourage you to seek help from a licensed therapist like Erica or a healthcare provider. Remember, your well-being is personal, and only a professional can provide guidance tailored to your unique needs.